Lying on the internet for clout isn't exactly groundbreaking, especially on TikTok, where chaotic drama is practically a daily ritual. But what if someone didn't just fake a story or two, but an entire identity? Meet Sarah Joy, the girl who convinced millions she was Amish, complete with bonnets, barns, and a supposed life untouched by technology. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because Sarah didn't just fool TikTok, she fooled everyone. Until one day her perfect Amish facade cracked, exposing a truth so bizarre you genuinely won't believe how deep this rabbit hole goes.
I work at a plain store, so of course I'm not going to tell you whether I'm Amish or Mennonite, and I will laugh at you when you get it wrong.
I work at a plain store, so of course I'm going to entertain your children with songs and stories while you're checking out.
I work at a plain store, so of course if you come in with dyed hair, piercings, or tattoos, I'm going to stare at you. Not because I'm judging you, but because I want them to. I work at a plain store, so of course I'm going to give your children candy, simply because I think that they are cute. I work at a plain store, so of course when you mention a celebrity, I'm going to go, who? And you're never going to know whether I'm kidding. I work at a plain store, so of course I just want to close up, go home, and sew.
Sarah burst onto TikTok in early 2023, quickly winning hearts and views with her charmingly authentic Amish life. It seemed adorable and wholesome at first, but come on, it's the internet, folks. Of course, something was bound to go sideways. Soon, eagle-eyed viewers began noticing slip-ups, little inconsistencies, questionable behaviors, and moments that screamed, wait a minute, that doesn't look very Amish of you, Sarah. The cracks widened fast, and Sarah, bless her heart, scrambled to cover it up, suddenly announcing she'd actually converted to being Amish in 2018. Nice save, Sarah, except everyone remembered when she said she was Amish from birth. Oops. Just when you thought this couldn't get messier, surprise, someone uncovered Sarah's second TikTok account, hilariously called Antagonizing the Patriarchy. Honestly, iconic username, questionable life choices. On this account, Sarah wasn't even pretending. Full glam, trendy outfits, hairstyles that would have gotten her instantly banned from any Amish community. Seriously, she didn't even try hiding the receipts. It was just all out there. When it all inevitably exploded, Sarah didn't stick around to explain or apologize. No tearful "I'm sorry" video, no Notes app apology, nothing. She just nuked her main TikTok account and vanished into thin air, leaving behind absolute chaos, confused followers, and way too many unanswered questions. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and brace yourself for the messiest, most absurdly chaotic saga you'll hear today: the rise, fall, and inexplicable disappearance of Sarah Joy. Now, for those of you who might be a little confused right now about what Amish even means, or if you're just not up to date on your Pennsylvania Dutch culture, let me give you a quick rundown. The Amish are a group of traditionalist Christian communities known for their strict lifestyle, which includes rejecting most modern technology. Think no cars, no electricity, no internet, obviously, and a pretty intense focus on simplicity and religious values. They live in small, tight-knit communities, mostly in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. Now, the Mennonites are sort of like the Amish's cousins. They also follow a simple religious lifestyle, but they're not as strict, so they're okay with things like cars and electricity, but they still prioritize humility and community. Alright, with that bit of background out of the way, you're probably wondering, how does someone even end up faking being Amish on TikTok? Like, who wakes up one day and thinks, yeah, I'm gonna pretend to be Amish for clout? Well, to get to the whole messy picture, we need to rewind the clock a bit, back to Sarah's early days. But before we do that, let's dive into the strange, chaotic path she was on. Because trust me, this story is a lot more twisted than just a TikTok persona. Sarah Joy was born in Richmond, Virginia, into a family that honestly was pretty complicated from the jump. Her dad was a pastor, pretty standard, right? Except things quickly started to get a little unconventional. Her father, who went by the title of pastor in the Bethel Assembly of God, was officially installed in the church in Cumberland, Maryland back in 2016. But that wasn't always their home base. Before moving up north, Sarah's family lived deep in southern Virginia, where her dad preached at a small Baptist church. Classic small-town preacher vibes, but here's where things get weird. Sarah's mom, Angela, somehow ended up tangled in some seriously sketchy stuff. Now, details on what exactly Angela got involved in are fuzzy. People haven't really spelled it out clearly, but rumors floated around that she was drawn into a strange cult-like group. Yeah, you heard that right, a full-blown cult situation. While her dad was still pastoring at that Baptist church down there, he also slowly drifted closer to this mysterious organization, probably influenced by Angela's involvement. Messy doesn't even begin to describe it. Things took a darker turn when Sarah herself had a deeply troubling run-in with a member of this cult. Again, specifics are scarce, probably for good reason, since the incident was described as graphic and traumatic. No one has openly detailed exactly what happened, but whatever went down clearly had lasting effects, seriously impacting Sarah's physical and mental health. It's honestly heartbreaking stuff, and it might explain at least a little bit about how Sarah ended up seeking comfort, or escape, in creating a totally new identity online. Eventually, the family's association with this cult got so controversial that Sarah's dad was kicked out from his own church. Yikes. And they were forced to pack up and start fresh. So they fled the situation altogether, relocating north to Cumberland, Maryland. It was a fresh start, far away from whatever went wrong down in Virginia. Sarah ended up being homeschooled and raised under strict Christian principles, a life full of rules, Bible studies, and frankly, pretty limited contact with the outside world. Maybe, looking at it from here, you start to see how Sarah's childhood was a perfect storm brewing under the surface. Strict religious upbringing, complicated family drama, cult involvement, unresolved trauma. Honestly, it's kind of shocking she didn't end up doing something even wilder than pretending to be Amish on TikTok. Still, knowing her backstory just makes this whole Amish TikTok saga even stranger. Sarah clearly had layers upon layers beneath her TikTok personas, and even if she fooled millions, beneath the surface, things were more chaotic than any of us could have guessed. And well, that's just the tip of the iceberg we're gonna unpack real quick. To be honest, Sarah's videos seemed pretty legit at first glance. She really sold the whole Amish vibe, like this clip right here where she casually mentions, "Of course I work at a plain store," as if it's the most obvious thing ever. And if you're confused about what a plain store even is, basically it's just a shop owned by someone Amish or Mennonite, selling all kinds of wholesome handmade goods. Now here's where things get interesting. According to one of her friends who later spilled all the tea, Sarah actually did work at one of these plain stores way before she ever became TikTok famous. Because the store was Amish owned, she had to dress like them to fit in. Bonnets, dresses, the whole ordeal. And honestly, that might have been exactly where Sarah got the idea to start pretending to be Amish herself. Kinda genius if you think about it, like a twisted Amish cosplay gone viral. But hold on, there's still something sketchy here. How exactly did Sarah, supposedly from this ultra-strict community, keep up with every single TikTok trend? A bunch of people started calling her out on that, understandably skeptical. But let's be real, just because she had a phone or knew what trends were popping doesn't necessarily mean she wasn't Amish. Well, unless you're actually Amish, in which case, yeah, it absolutely means exactly that. Still, at this point, nothing was completely certain. Just suspicious enough to start raising some serious eyebrows. Okay, first off, we gotta talk about this clip right here, Sarah's singing video. Can we just take a moment to appreciate her voice? Absolute Grammy material. Okay, maybe not exactly, but hey, points for effort, Sarah. Honestly, though, her singing aside, what really grabs your attention here is the caption on screen. When it sinks in that your life is dictated by old men who don't even know your name. That's some pretty heavy stuff, right? And here's the thing, she wasn't exactly wrong. A lot of people genuinely believe that this is how Amish communities work. Strict, controlled, isolated, and Sarah was basically feeding directly into that idea. She wasn't really revealing anything groundbreaking, just echoing popular stereotypes. Like, come on, Sarah, if you're gonna pretend to be Amish, at least give us some juicy insider info, something we can't easily guess by binge-watching TLC reality shows. But honestly, at this point, there was nothing too scandalous here. Just Sarah vibing, casually leaning into some internet-friendly Amish cliches. Nothing too shocking, not yet at least. However, buckle up, because this mild, slightly awkward content was about to spiral into something genuinely chaotic and borderline unsettling. Fast forward to the next video, and we've suddenly got Sarah looking like she's in a low-budget horror flick, nervously saying goodbye after someone allegedly snitched to the bishop about her secret TikTok account. Now, I've seen a lot of TikTok drama, probably more than I'd ever like to publicly admit, but this one genuinely felt different. Like, seriously, watching this clip was kinda uncomfortable. Sarah was visibly fidgety, eyes darting around nervously, voice trembling, classic hostage video vibes.
Hello. This is the last TikTok that I'm going to be making while I'm still in the community. It has been very nice to get to know all of you, and I appreciate the opportunity that you have given me to talk about the community. I wish you all well. Hello.
So obviously, TikTok went nuts. The conspiracy theorists were already having a field day, speculating she was being forced by someone behind the camera. Suddenly, everyone was acting like an amateur FBI profiler, talking about secret signals, body language cues, and practically turning Sarah's video into a Netflix true crime documentary overnight. But here's where it gets even messier, and honestly more hilarious in hindsight. Turns out Sarah wasn't actually in trouble at all. Nope, no one was forcing her, no secret Amish assassins lurking behind the camera. It was all staged drama. Because the truth is, Sarah never intended to actually leave TikTok. She knew exactly what she was doing. Girl wanted attention, and let's be real, she got it. She intentionally dialed up the fear, knowing TikTok thrives on drama. Like straight up baited millions of people into believing she was trapped in some scary Amish situation. And it worked perfectly. I mean, you kinda have to respect the hustle, right? But there's one thing that still doesn't add up here. Sarah claimed that the Amish community already knew about her TikTok. So why exactly would they casually let her post a dramatic goodbye video? Pretty questionable move if they were actually this controlling, abusive group she implied. Feels kind of fishy, doesn't it? Yet despite the giant red flags, people were genuinely worried for her safety. The TikTok comments blew up, everyone panicking, thinking Sarah was in real danger, ready to form a rescue mission. Enter stage left, Sarah's childhood friend Kenzie, who'd clearly had enough of this circus. Kenzie was about to spill all the tea and finally reveal the real story, marking the explosive beginning of Sarah Joy's downfall. And trust me, things only get crazier from here.
What are you making? Well, I'm still in the community.
If you're Amish, then I'm Amish because I know you. I know this girl, and she is lying to every single one of you here on TikTok. I met Sarah and her sister Anna. Yes, her sister Anna, not her friend Anna. Through mutual friends that I had at church when we were teenagers. I went to one of my friend's birthday parties. They were there. I met them. They were nice, a little bit weird because they were homeschooled, and I don't think they socialized very much. They seemed very sweet.
Okay, cue the drama, because next up we've got Kenzie, Sarah's childhood friend, who finally decided she'd had enough of Sarah's Amish cosplay circus. Kenzie dropped a TikTok that pretty much blew up the whole story, claiming straight up that Sarah was never Amish, not even close, and that Anna, a person Sarah repeatedly called her friend, was actually her literal sister. Awkward much, Sarah?
Of those two and my two friends, like I said, I'm not going to show their faces because they don't need to be involved. If they want to be involved, they can, and I'll post a picture. But yeah, I'm blocking out the child, but here they are. Them with their parents. I don't know who the child is, and just in case, blocking it out. Sarah at Krispy Kreme. Don't know who this girl is, but as you can see, she's not Amish or Mennonite. I'm sorry. I just think what she's doing is wrong. I'm exposing her. I don't care. There's no Amish community to worry about. Sarah is literally fine, besides some mental health issues that she needs to figure out. And another thing, I don't know why her sister Anna is protecting her. Not really my business, whatever, but I think that...
Now, quick side note here. If you've been watching Sarah's videos, you might remember Anna popping up pretty frequently. Sarah introduced Hannah as her friend, and honestly, most people didn't think twice about it. But suddenly, thanks to Kenzie, Anna wasn't just some random friend. Nope, she was Sarah's biological sister. At this point, we're left with one massive question. Who do we trust? Sarah, the TikTok Amish sensation, or Kenzie, her childhood friend with seemingly nothing to gain from spilling the tea? Well, the internet was quick to decide on that one. After Kenzie's bombshell TikTok hit the feed, people went full FBI mode, analyzing Sarah's past videos frame by frame. The trust was officially gone. Sarah's followers went from casually entertained to hardcore invested, desperately waiting for Kenzie to drop more details. And to be fair, Kenzie did confirm something pretty important. Sarah definitely wasn't Amish as a kid. But here's the tricky part. Sarah herself actually never claimed this. Remember, she said she'd converted to the Amish community in 2018. So technically, Kenzie's childhood evidence didn't fully prove Sarah was lying, yet. But before we could even finish that thought, guess who jumped into the chaos next? Yep, you guessed it, Anna herself. Anna started subtly hinting at the truth by quietly liking certain comments on social media. Check out this comment right here. Someone wrote, "Don't get involved again. The adults know she's making it all up." And truthfully, it was okay because it was harmless until people got scared for her. Now people know she's safe, it's not that serious. Anna tapped that like button and boom, the speculation exploded again. I mean, seriously, talk about subtle family drama unfolding right before our eyes. But Anna didn't stop there. She actually started responding directly to concerned fans on Instagram, and things got even more interesting. For example, one commenter wrote under her Instagram post, "This is so real right now. I truly hope your parents can get your sister help. I don't know if she realizes the amount of women that fail to get out, that lose their kids. Pretending to convert is insulting." And Anna's response? Cryptic, but revealing enough to keep people guessing. She has actually taken the process pretty seriously. Now, this comment doesn't exactly spill all the details, but it does give us a peek into something deeper going on behind the scenes. Anna was clearly trying to tone down the drama, suggesting that Sarah was genuinely dealing with some serious personal trauma or mental health issues. Maybe this whole Amish thing wasn't just clout chasing. It could have been Sarah's bizarre way of coping. Okay, fine. Maybe Anna's comments were still too vague for some. We didn't have rock-solid proof yet, and it felt like the internet would never crack this case wide open. But come on, it's TikTok. The internet always delivers. And sure enough, it wasn't long before fans dug up the biggest, hottest, most undeniable tea yet. A literal video surfaced showing Sarah, Anna, and their entire family happily driving to Thanksgiving dinner in 2020. Yeah, you heard me right. Driving a car with her family 2 full years after Sarah supposedly converted to the ultra-strict Amish life. And to this point, let's be real, the Amish don't exactly roll up to Thanksgiving dinner in a minivan blasting top 40 hits. Sarah had officially been caught red-handed, and TikTok was about to go absolutely wild. Despite being caught red-handed and the overwhelming evidence proving her lies, Sarah still had some fans who believed her. Shamelessly, she took to TikTok to defend herself. Instead of addressing the evidence stacked against her, she launched a terrible attack on Kenzie, accusing her of lying.
attention that someone is on here that I knew their sibling, I did not even really know them, who's spreading nasty, hateful rumors about me. I was told to choose the plain community, the community that I am in, or the world, to be all in or all out, and it was my choice to make. And so I chose the plain community. Yes, I did. The girl that made those awful rumors about me, saying that I'm a scammer and a fraud, I kid you not, the last time I saw her, there was somebody opening a window over there. I was not looking to the side because there was a person there holding me hostage, you goofballs. I was looking to the side because someone was pulling past me in a truck, alright? You just stop listening to so much true crime. I'm not hostage.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you don't need to be a professional investigative journalist or a CIA analyst to spot that something was off in her last video. Or at least, Sarah wanted us to think there was something seriously sketchy going on. It's like she took a page right out of a true crime thriller and ran with it. Now she's here telling us to chill on the true crime vibes. Come on, Sarah, you practically served us a mystery on a silver platter. And now you're surprised everyone turned into amateur sleuths overnight? Honestly, the whole thing reeks of a well-crafted drama scene. Except the plot twist wasn't hidden, it was broadcasted in real time on TikTok. If Sarah was aiming for the suspense genre, she nailed it. But asking everyone to just forget their inner detective now? Good luck with that. TikTok has a longer memory than an elephant with a grudge.
Anyway, this girl, who I will not say her name because she is not worth my time and attention except for to clear my own name. The last time I saw her, it was maybe 2018, 2019 before COVID, and I kid you not, I had already become a part of the community. We stood there at a wedding and had a conversation on why I wore this and why I was wearing a certain kind of clothing. I'm not kidding. This girl has picked and chosen what parts of the truth she would like to admit so it can get her attention. Disappointed that she would do this to me. People are exposing where my family lives. They're posting photographs of my younger siblings' faces. They're saying what town I live in. People have been calling my home. Shame on all of you. I converted. I was not born into it, and it has been so clear to me. I learned how to make my own dresses. I haven't worn makeup. I don't cut my hair. I got rid of my shoes that don't match the specific guidelines for the community, and I feel like I'm never going to be good enough. And then someone coming on here and saying to me that I am a liar, it just breaks my heart. I don't even know what to do with that anymore. My friend Gracie has been making me aware of all these different things, and to be clear, I did not follow Heather Shaw on Wednesday morning. That's not accurate. I'm not sure where that went wrong, but I was not on TikTok. I had deleted the app off of my phone to stay within the guidelines.
Alright, so let's recap a bit. Sarah's out here insisting everything we've seen so far is one giant misunderstanding and she's genuinely Amish. But Sarah, girl, that's not how this works. You can't just say, it's all a lie, without giving us an actual reason to ignore literally all the receipts stacked against you. And trust me, the receipts just keep piling up. First off, let's talk about her friendship, or lack of friendship, according to Sarah, with Kenzie. Sarah swears up and down that they haven't interacted since before 2019, claiming she doesn't even follow Kenzie anywhere. Sounds believable, right? Except there's one tiny glaring issue here. Sarah straight up lied, and we've got screenshots to prove it. Turns out, Sarah did follow Kenzie on her old account. Awkward. And speaking of Sarah's old account, buckle up, because this one's an absolute mess, and probably the biggest piece of information yet that Sarah is 100% not Amish. This account from 2022 shows Sarah living her best non-Amish life. And that timing is key. These videos were uploaded around 2022, a solid 4 years after she claimed she joined the Amish community. I mean, come on, Sarah. Did you even try hiding this? Or did you just assume no one would scroll that far back? Anyway, the second TikTok found this old account, Sarah knew the jig was up. She straight up deleted everything and ghosted, vanishing from the internet overnight. Poof, gone just like that. But the account left behind some juicy drama that we can't just gloss over. Like in one video, Sarah casually calls some dude her boyfriend. And when someone asked him about Sarah, his response was basically all you need to know. Amish queen, please, she was forced into religion. She's not religious. I seen the devil in her in many ways, without marriage either. Whoa, talk about not holding back. Honestly, at this point, Sarah's whole Amish persona wasn't just falling apart, it was practically disintegrating. But beyond just exposing Sarah's lies about her Amish identity, this old account opened up a whole new can of worms. It hinted at something darker beneath the surface, her childhood trauma. We already touched on how Sarah's family got tangled up with that mysterious cult, forcing them to abruptly move and causing her dad to switch churches. But somehow this rabbit hole keeps going deeper. Enter this next clip, Sarah casually referencing the Menendez brothers. If you have no clue who these guys are, here's the quick and dirty version. Back in 1989, Eric and Lyle Menendez killed their parents. Brutal stuff, obviously. But later it emerged that their father had subjected them to horrific abuse, both physical and sexual, and their mother had neglected to protect them. Basically, it became clear they did it out of desperation, fear, and trauma. So now you're probably wondering, what on earth does this have to do with Sarah? Well, Sarah posting a video referencing the Menendez brothers wasn't just random TikTok trivia. It strongly hints she related deeply to their story, especially since her dad apparently questioned her fascination with the case, which is a bit suspicious. Sarah was only about 20 when she posted that video, still living at home. And if she was relating heavily to a story about family trauma, abuse, and desperate escape, it's not exactly rocket science to put two and two together. And here's where speculation turns to something way more serious. In another chilling clip, Sarah herself admitted she wasn't safe. She said she'd only cut her hair once she felt truly safe again, paired with footage of her clearly showing her long hair. If that's not Sarah explicitly telling us she was genuinely in danger, I honestly don't know what is. And remember, she was still living with her parents during this time. So yeah, Sarah's Amish TikTok drama started as internet comedy gold, but quickly spiraled into something dark, complicated, and honestly disturbing. The question now isn't just about whether Sarah faked being Amish. Spoiler, she totally did. It's also about the deeper, troubling reality behind all this chaos. Seeing all this unfold, a lot of people genuinely began feeling sympathy towards Sarah. Yes, even after the whole messy Amish fiasco. Despite vanishing off TikTok and leaving behind nothing but confusion, people started reaching out with kind words, support, and even offers of emotional help. And honestly, some of these comments were actually pretty touching. Like this one right here. I know I'll get dragged, but I feel sorry for her. She is obviously struggling with mental battles and just wanted attention and maybe love. Or another that simply said, I am sorry, I fully understand this. Clearly, Sarah's complicated story had struck a nerve. People recognized that beneath all the internet drama and fake Amish persona, there was someone probably dealing with serious personal demons. But one comment stood out from all the rest, worth unpacking in more detail. She has clearly seen some trauma, and I don't know if the Sarah Joy account was an escape. This might just explain everything. Maybe Sarah's entire Amish persona was an escape from the harsh reality she'd been living. Maybe it was easier to fake an entire new identity, surrounded by millions of strangers online, rather than face whatever trauma was haunting her in real life. And to be fair, Sarah herself never publicly admitted that she wasn't Amish or Mennonite. Instead, once the truth was undeniable and people caught her in lie after lie, she just completely vanished, leaving everyone without closure. Now, we can debate all day whether Sarah was really deserving of all that sympathy. I mean, she undeniably manipulated people and got exactly the attention she wanted. She clearly knew how to stir up drama, and let's face it, she was very good at making people believe she was trapped in an abusive, restrictive environment, desperate to escape. And sure, at face value, maybe we could just laugh it off as harmless TikTok nonsense. But was it really harmless? Remember, Sarah wasn't just casually faking a lifestyle. She went live and actively collected money from people by claiming she needed help to escape a toxic, abusive community. A community she was never actually part of. Not cool at all, Sarah. But worse than taking money from concerned followers, her whole act trivialized and mocked the struggles of real women genuinely trapped in abusive, manipulative situations. Her lies turned someone else's real pain into just another TikTok trend. So yeah, people have every right to feel betrayed and angry. But at the same time, most folks just want Sarah to come back, own up to everything, and finally take responsibility. Maybe offer an apology, an honest, heartfelt explanation rather than just running away from accountability. People love a redemption arc after all. But here's the kicker. Sarah hasn't shown her face online since all this blew up, leaving us stuck with unanswered questions and unresolved feelings. Will she ever come back? Will she finally give everyone closure, explain herself, and apologize? Only time will tell. But until then, this wild, chaotic chapter remains open-ended, leaving Sarah Joy as TikTok's strangest, most complicated mystery.